Stop, look, listen.
Amazing Spider-Man, the special inauguration day edition with Barack Obama on the cover. $40. I kept it aside because it says, I'm going to put this in my collection. I mean, I have the regular issue. Right? So who cares? There's a Deadpool #1 variant. It's a Scotty Young thing. It's like a dead baby. He's got those dart guns you lick and they stick when you shoot them. Well, they're stuck all to the wall, and one's to his head. He's up against the wall, and then there's a screw and a U coming out of a word bubble. That's $30. And then I found they have these action figure variants for the Star Wars. The Chewbacca one we put on the that was on the shelf didn't matter. Like I said, it was like $7 or $6, right? But Han Solo is $50. Today is a day that you don't see it this slow often, but it happens. You may have a few a year like that. It's usually either a Sunday or a Monday. You've had those days, but man, when you first open and you had days like this, you're like, I'm going out of business. Now, it happens. You just look at it and say, hey, I have work to do, and you try not to think about it. It'd be worse if you weren't here right now. I would be going, what is going on here? At least I have someone to talk to. I'm talking to the camera at least. It's we'll look back and laugh. Hey, remember that day how slow it was? You did like $12 on the day. Ha ha ha. It happens. I don't know how to say it any differently. Back then, it was a comic show. You went to a Comic Con, you went to a comic show, it was all about the comics. So you would have 4 or 5 rooms of a bunch of people selling comic books and stuff, and you may have 2 or 3 people there for autographs. It wasn't just, oh, hey, here's this whole room of autograph stuff, and people dressing up, cosplaying. Oh, and these are the movies and stuff. This was about, the comic shows were actually about comics. Not characters, not the writers, they're about the comics themselves, where now it's changed to where everyone wants to meet the writer and have them sign something to do a sketch, but most of them want to do it, and you look at it and it's on eBay 2 days later. So they're just there, so I can get this and I could probably sell this, or now, like I said, I can go get it graded. It's not as much of the love of comics as it used to be 25 years ago. So you could go to those places and they'd be sitting at their table, and you'd sign, and they would talk to you. And there wasn't a line of 1,000 people to see one person just so they can get something signed and then go throw it to sell it. People are still mesmerized by Frank Miller and his Batman, that they'll still come in and they'll buy it because I'll be stuck with a lot of copies on the shelf if they smarten up and realize that it's garbage. I still thank for the people that are still faithful to that guy, because that guy would not. It bothers me. I have to order the book and give that guy money. I wish it didn't exist. So I didn't have to bring it in. He needs to retire. Look at Sin City. It's a bunch of chicken scratches. It's the shading, just the darkness with the black with the white. It's I don't know. I just think it's simple. But
I think he's a good storyteller, but his art is horrendous. I love Sin City. I love Dark Knight Returns. Dark Knight Strikes Back is garbage. I don't know what to think of this new Dark Knight that's going to be coming out. I mean, I'm going to try it, but I don't have like super high hopes for it. Story-wise, I think he's a good writer, but his art is just atrocious.
Take a look. Thanks. There you go. Exciting. Now you know. So, here's the deal with this. Yeah. He says some of that stuff might be collections. So I think... So there might actually be some decent stuff in there that wasn't 50 cents. That was 50 cents then.
Right.
Might not be now. So
yeah, but I don't want to. Actually, I like the newer ones almost better in a way. I think they move quicker online when we're selling them. You know what I mean? But I don't mind. I'll go through them still.
Well, I mean, you know what's hot too?
Yeah.
So we were gonna go through some of these anyway. This looks like a collection.
Right.
That's a collection. This is a collection.
Right. Obviously. Well, yeah. When you see stuff like this old stuff, you want to.
Right. So that stuff, that's a collection. Yeah.
I'll just stack them on top of each other and just stack them back.
That's fine.
That's probably the way to do it.
Yeah. Like I said, I think the one
you should have been in here yesterday when he wasn't treating me as well because the cameras are on now.
I abuse you no matter who's watching.
Equal opportunity.
Not physically though, because you know words hurt more. That's how I strike.
I do a lot of online stuff for Glenn and stuff like that. I've sold some like consignment type stuff. I'll go through the graphic novels and check stuff and whatnot and go from there. And I'm like almost like a pack rat. I like a lot of dink and dunk stuff online, so I'll buy like cheap books and put them on. It's stuff he just wants to dump, you know, so it works out good for him too, you know. But when they tell you they're going to give you first dibs on something, you got to take advantage, you know. We've always been like that with each other. If I find something I know he likes or he can use, I just bring it in here, you know what I mean, and let him have dibs on it too, you know. I love Frank Miller. His art, either you like it or you don't. It's that style, you know what I mean? So,
Like, just why is Batman's hands gigantic? I mean, unless I've never really read this one, so I don't know if he had some like power gloves or something on, but I don't know. He just this book sucks anyway.
When that turned 50, I told her. I mean, I'd rather see him retire, to be honest with you. I wish he didn't do any more comics. Go back to writing movies or something. Then I won't have to watch those either. You know, RoboCop 2 was fantastic. That was beautiful. Come out yet?
Frank Miller does not appeal to me. I don't try to read his new stuff. In fact, I try to ignore all his stuff if I can. Some people love it. But then again, they're the same people who says, "Oh, I hated that last one," but they're already clamoring for the new one. So the sheep will follow, like always.
I just got a little hot spot thing.
But if the story sucks anyway, does it really matter what the art looks like?
Yeah, I like his writing, but his art's awful.
Yep, I agree. But I mean, I think his writing's done. I mean, I think the guy needs to retire.
He was, or he did something like the scripts or something for that RoboCop miniseries they did like 2 years ago, didn't he?
Yeah, I did that too.
Or he was part of it or something.
Yeah, because that's what he wanted for his movie or something. You know? Yeah.
I can't look at anything he draws. It's awful.
Part two of Iron Man had its moments. It was still a decent movie, but still better and more rewatchable than any DC movie.
I think the only DC movie that I can rewatch, and it's strictly just for Heath Ledger, is The Dark Knight.
I can't even sit there and rewatch the movie.
I can't watch the whole movie though.
Right.
I kind of just skip around to Heath Ledger's stuff.
I have to turn on the TV and hopefully that Heath Ledger's doing something, and it gets me to stop it. If it's not, I'll flip the channel. I won't even put. I actually don't even own it on DVD. But if it's on and again the Joker's doing something, you've got me. If he's not, I don't watch the movie. I just move along, come back a little again later. Oh, he's on, and then stop and watch it. I can say I've never watched it a second time. I liked it the first time. I'll leave my thoughts from watching it and not having to rewatch it again. Like Guardians of the Galaxy, I probably watch it straight through maybe a couple times, but it was on Stars and Encore, so they played it every other day. Whenever I'm scanning the guide, oh, Guardians is on. And whatever scene it's on, I start right there and I watch it. You can just watch it. It's even so rewatchable.
Even like Ant-Man. Okay, have you seen Ant-Man?
I haven't seen Ant-Man yet.
Ant-Man was awesome. I can't wait to see it again, but I didn't get that feeling with any DC movies.
Nope.
There's no fun. And like there's a place for darkness, and you know even the Marvel movies are dark sometimes,
but there's still some comedy.
There's
to
still
it
comedy. There's still the DC movies are so dark.
Yeah.
That it's just I can't.
The only thing that had fun in it was Green Lantern, but
And that movie's terrible.
that movie wasn't that good. You know, it didn't have a lot of fun. I mean, it still had their darkness to it, but they couldn't get it. They couldn't get it. I don't know. DC should stay sticking with TV shows.
I think DC is better than Marvel.
Yeah, I agree.
Though Marvel, their Daredevil series on Netflix was fantastic.
Right. They're not on network television.
Yeah, they're not on network television. Right. And I still would give the edge to DC because I think Arrow's great, Gotham's great, Flash has been really good.
Yeah. And I'll be, you know who I don't like either, but I like a lot of his movies, but I never go see him. Leonardo DiCaprio.
Hate his face.
I see him and I want to punch him.
Can't stand him.
Yeah. Leonardo DiCaprio actually has talent too. He's a talented actor, and again, I don't particularly like him. There's something about him I don't like. All I can remember him as being he's a sped in Gilbert Grape. You know, it's there's something about him that I don't like, but I'll eventually watch his movies if they're on. I won't go to the movies and say, oh, Leonardo DiCaprio's in this movie, I gotta go see it. But when I do see it, a lot of times I go, well, that wasn't bad. Franco, I'm repulsed by him. I mean, he's the guy that I would punch in the face over any. I don't think you could pick many other people that I would punch over the face.
I'm going to disagree with you on that. I like James Franco.
Do you really?
I always have. Though I love Freaks and Geeks, one of my favorite television shows ever. So I have like a soft spot for James Franco. I think for all those what's that dude's name who did all those the movies like 40-Year-Old Virgin. Yeah, Judd Apatow. I got a soft spot for all those Judd Apatow guys like Franco and Seth Rogen and all of them.
Not James Franco. Seth Rogen I can tolerate in some stuff. Other times he's a dope. But you can give me a chance.
If you could punch one person in the world, it would be James Franco. Mm-hmm. That's sad.
Who would you pick?
You?
Hey, you're not going to be the first.
I don't know, man. If I had to pick one person, Kanye West.
All right, that's okay. But James Franco, you see that smirk, that little smirk he's got all the time on the internet.
There's like real hostility towards James Franco.
I physically angry when I see him and talk about him. He angers me.
You need to talk to somebody about this.
Yeah, I mean,
I feel like there's some real.
My wife loves Denzel Washington, and I like Denzel Washington.
You look just like him, so.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm not angry at him. You know, it's
all right.
Yeah, no, James Franco is the guy.
That's a shame.
Yeah, I gotta. You know something? You know what I liked, and I don't know if it's. I actually liked the Planet of the Apes movie, and unfortunately he had to be in it. But I wasn't. That was one of the few things that I saw him in that I didn't want to like go rip the screen down. Yeah, I mean he was okay. I mean, I wasn't angry he was in it. 2, 4, 6, 8. $14, please. I want to knock my television over when he's on. I want to smash my computer when I see him. Yeah, that's a guy I punch in the face. You can bring him or Grant Morrison and I'd punch James Franco, okay? It's
So if Grant Morrison or James Franco walked in, it would be
Franco would get punched over Grant Morrison.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But if Franco and Morrison both came in, I know they're from two different genres, but they came in, Franco would get beat up. They would. All right, so you want to order pizza, then do the list?
Yes.
I'll add this up while you're ordering pizza. How's that?
Okay.
All right.
You want to? Let's look at the books first.
Okay, let's look at the books. Uncanny Avengers. I haven't read this one, but issue 1 was good. Did you like one?
I haven't read anything.
Oh, really?
I haven't read any of the new Marvel stuff.
It's too bad. Deadpool's been great. Deadpool 1 was great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you bought Deadpool, right?
Yeah.
I'll read that. This is the worst issue out of the whole run.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's a shame.
This has been.
I haven't read any of it yet. I was waiting for it to come out to read it all in one.
What a fun book! Are you caught up to this?
Negative. I'm like wicked far behind. I was reading books without pictures, so I got way behind on my comic books.
You had an impression your new girlfriend that you actually could.
Yeah, I was reading Harry Potter, but it was good. Yeah. I loved Harry Potter.
Yeah.
I hadn't read any of it before. I'm like an issue behind on that, but I love that book.
I just fired it.
Seriously?
I didn't even bring this one home. I decided I don't want to read it anymore. This is fired. Spider-Gwen. Well,
hey,
we just need another female character forced down our throat. So there's one of them. So
I like her.
I don't.
I mean, I don't love her, but I like her.
I don't. How was that?
Yeah, I love the first issue. Yeah,
I haven't read any of it. I didn't read it.
It's only a miniseries, though. I'm a little sad about that.
Yeah. You got a ton of good reading this
I'm looking
month.
forward to reading them in like 2 months.
Well,
I'll be right back. I'm gonna go.
Okay. $99. He knows it's going to be about that. There's a lot of books this week for him. I already told him what the price was. $99.
Oh God.
It's not like you're just writing.
All right, can we do this?
I've been waiting for you, but you're too busy with your phone.
No, you're right.
Action Comics.
No.
Good. Astonishing Ant-Man.
Yes.
Batman Europa.
No.
You need that one.
Why?
That's a Jim Lee book. The Jim Lee book.
Oh, great. So I'll wait 3 years for 4
Well, no,
issues to
actually,
come out.
a year ago it was solicited and canceled, so it may actually be ready now because they solicited
Oh.
3 issues and then canceled the whole thing.
Yeah, I'll pass. Still, I'm good.
Deadpool.
Yes.
Yes. I haven't noticed there's not a lot of DC yeses, is there?
No, I read like Batman. That's it.
Well, because
And I don't even read every Batman
Yeah.
book. I just read.
Most of it's not worthwhile reading.
No.
Jane Foster's now Thor. Thor is just himself now. Yeah, so
Maybe we'll finally find out though why he lost his powers.
What's the
Yeah.
story about then?
he lost his powers.
But how do they make a story about someone lost powers?
She picked up the hammer now, so she's Thor.
But doesn't she get his powers?
Yeah, she got the powers, but he's still a god. Thor is still a god. He just doesn't have.
Can't lift the hammer.
He just can't lift the hammer. He's walking around with a battle axe or whatever. Yeah. And so when she
Sounds like a fake comic.
so when she's not Thor, like when she goes back to being Jane Foster, she's a cancer. She's got cancer and she's dying. But when she's Thor and having
But
the hammer,
every time she grabs the hammer though, she ends up like she dies a little more.
yeah. So she just keep on holding the hammer, never let it go.
Yeah. So I don't understand. Why
It's-
would you
it's-
keep picking up the hammer?
Right. It's a stupid.
But she just holds the hammer forever.
It's a stupid concept.
I don't know.
I think someone needs to take the hammer and put it through a skull and end the story.